morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, it's Petrus, your favorite beach Pardette, Frankie Two Socks with your morning beach walk video. On the lawn, we've got one of the most beautiful sunrises that I've experienced in a long time here on the beach. And this is my office. See if I can just bring you guys a little bit in on the beauty, on the splendor. People arriving there at Estuary for fishing. But Estuary is not a very great spot at the moment. It's a flat beach, very salted up. I'll start looking for fishing spots north, Jabula, Main Beach, towards the slides. Watercolors at the moment here, where we are just north of the Estuary mouth, just south of the boardwalk entrance. We do have a brown water, not ginger, very much brown. Rian Lotter sê goeiemôre, ek van Graskop Mpumalanga, môre Rian. En Johannes Kilian sê goeiemôre Petrus, geniet julle dag. Ja, môre reën dit, né? Vandag lyk dit of dit later vandag gaan reën, maar hulle sê eers vanaand se kant toe. Tine sê môre Petrus. Net 'n bietjie die kwaliteit weer terugbring in lyn. Okay, Tennyson, môre, okay, hoe gaan dit? Net een boot vanoggend, dit lyk soos Maverick, of net Maverick uitgaan, dit lyk nie soos Maverick nie, dit is Maverick, maar dit lyk of net Maverick uitgaan vandag. Gister was daar 2 bote uit gewees. Nou Limits en Asterix. Ja, dis 'n lieflike sonsopkoms vanoggend, né? Lunch nou, ek het 'n bietjie ver suid gestap, hulle lunch noord van my vanoggend, maar dis 'n gewone lunch site. Oor is nie hengelaars wat daar by Ingwe is nie, dis mense met honde. Ons draai julle terug na die mooi toe. Dinge lyk maar 'n bietjie rof daar by die mond. Ek kan nie wag om uit te kom nie. Nou Josh, as jy die trekker agter die sandlyn gaan wegsteek, hoe dan moer gaan jy hom vanmiddag sien as jy terugkom. Daar, te my teen die duin uit. Dit is beter, nou kan almal hom sien. Môre Christina Venter, môre Petrus hier op Endicott, reën dit en koud. Dankie vir so 'n pragtige prentjie, enjoy. Geniet hom gate uit. Josh, wat gaan nou vanoggend aan? Josh is nou soos 'n kleuterskool seentjie wat nie sy sit kan kry nie. Op en af teen die duin. Reverse alweer Ingwe se kant. Waar is my sleep Maverick nader met die skiebootklap se trekker. Ja, daar is Joshua weer op pad vorentoe. Kom hy weer boor die duin. As jy nie maar net beter laat Wiseman jou stoot met sy trekker nie, dan hoef jy nie die duin so plat te ry nie. Ek gaan Wiseman in elk geval sê hy gaan met sy trekker stoot. Dan moet jy die duin nou verniet plat getrap. Nou is hy nie reguit gelei nie, dan moet hy weet teen die duin op. Nee, fok. En nou is die paal nog 10 meter van die boot af. Nou moet iemand die paal na die boot toe dra. Ek is maar seker net anders aan mekaar gesit. Mens nie op duine hoef te ry nie, dan moet jy mens maar liewerste nie op die duine ry nie. Dit is 'n baie sensitiewe subject. Dan vergeet om 4x4 aan te sit. Ek hoop 'n spron wat Frank so loop en optel daar op die strand. Ek gaan ons 'n lekker pronbreakfast kry. Pardette. My voete is nie so taai soos jou voete nie. Jy moenie my voete trap nie. Hulle is seer. Daar's 'n stompie vir jou. Gaan speel met jou stompie. Vat net jou stompie, vat jou stompie, gaan. Vat jou stompie en gaan speel met hom. Kan jy nie eers jou mond om die stompie kry nie? Alright, Maverick is gereed om gelunch te word. Kom ons kry die kamera reg. Harde stoot af. Wiseman gave a hard push with Maverick's tractor. Maverick floating nicely in the channel. One day I'm going to have a Samsung S23 Ultra Plus. Then I can do the launch videos live. Josh is turning into the sandbank, but he's at the very end. He's jumping that one. He's running for the mid-break. Over the sandbank. What a nice launch, Josh. Happy hunting. Enjoy the day. Okay. Maybe we can go to the estuary mouth. I don't see any other boats coming. Let's go take a walk up to the estuary mouth. En net dat Pardette Beach Cabana uitgesorteer het. Nou gaan papa loop. Okay. Martin Jacob sê môre oom Petrus, môre Martin. Guys, Pardette and myself need a sponsor for the morning beach walk video. It will be for June and July together. 1.5 months for 3,500 rand. How's that? Rian Lonter, hoe lyk die visvang van die kant af? Enige groot vis? Rudy en Kobie, môre Petrus, môre Rudy en Kobie. Rian, nee. Dit nie die ouens wat visvang kry vis. Die ouens wat sit en video's kyk en by die huis bly met verskonings, hulle kry nie vis nie. Dis maar hoe dit werk. So ek weet nie wat se vis is jy besig om te mis nie, jy moet maar self kom kyk. Want net jy kan die vis vang wat aan jou geallokeer is. Niemand anders kan dit namens jou vang nie. Die baie nuwe proppe uitgespoel. Geniet jy dit op die strand, ja, maar jy word net so oud en vet soos jou pa. Ons maak klaar vir kerk en oom loop op die strand rond. Loop. Te lekker man. Ja Martin, dis my kerk hierdie. Dis waar ek naaste aan my skepper kom. Is hier op die strand. Andy Brian, good morning Andy. Koen Smit, môre Koen. Hier op die strand is daar geen geraas of interference as ek met die skepper kommunikeer nie. Niks. Frank het skulpies opgetel, die was nie pron gewees nie. Ai toch. Die mond gaan hierdie jaar snaaks toe maak. Baie snaaks toe maak. Heeltemal anders as die vorige jaar. Ja, die vorige jaar het ek glad nie verwag hy gaan toemaak nie. Toe maak hy in een aand toe. Kom een van die daar bietjie huis toe, gaan ons braai. Ja, Dion, dis reg. Christina Venter, amen to that. Ek kan net nie so laat in die aand eet nie, Dion. My spysvertering wil hê ek moet 2 uur die middag klaar geëet hê, so ons kan maar braai, maar ek gaan 8 uur al in die bed wees. So. Daar kom nou nog 'n boot. Ag nee. O, dis net Stella. Dis nie 'n mis nie. Dis reg, dan braai ons vroeg. Dis nou een ding van oud word. Jy moet maar by jou gesondheidstoestande aanpas. Toe ek so 'n paar jaar terug by die dokter was met al hierdie probleme, en vra hy moet dit regmaak, toe sê hy vir my, kom, dis makliker net om jou eetgewoontes aan te pas. Okay. Kan Pardette saamkom, Dion? Sy lyk nie maar alleen nog by die huis te bly nie. Martin Jacob, klink lekker hier in Pretoria, is ons deesdae so arm, ons braai nie meer nie. Ons hou net 'n vuur. Dis reg, ek sal vir Frankie sê, maar het klink of hy vir 'n paar dae gaan die Belly Lodge toe gaan in die nabye toekoms. Gemeenskap het hom daar soos kakbehandel 'n jaar en 'n half terug. En nou dat hy nie daar sien, nou besef hulle wat hy alles vir hulle beteken het. Nou smeek hulle om terug te kom. Maar ek dink hy het nou weer te verstedelik. Ek dink hy gaan my weer maklik in die bos bly nie. Sal maar sien wat sy planne as jy hier kom, Dion. Ek weet nie wanneer hy 'n trip noord beplan nie. Pardette, ons gaan braai. Ja! Die enigste vuur wat ek deesdae maak is om my donkie se water warm te maak. Praat jy van arm wees? Dis reg, Dion. Sien julle dan. What says you, Frank? Yeah, it's closing up at a different angle, eh? Yeah, it's digging up a little bit there. Pardette, nee, kom weg daar. Dit was dom. Kom. Wat maak jy daar? Nee, jy raak nou laf. Jy wil nie luister nie. Kalmeer. Nee, los! Kom loop hier by my, dat ek 'n oog oor jou kan hou. Pardette, jy gaan 'n lekker murgbeen kry. Sal jy op wat verbeel? Koen Smit sê Port Edward spoel weg. Rian Broodrek sê môre Petrus, lekker dagie vir julle tweekies. Dankie Rihanna. En vanoggend vergeet ek om die highlights te save. So die uitstappie kos my nou nodig geld. Louis van Wijngaard sê, môre Petrus, môre Louis. Ja, dis lekker. 165 mm in Port Edward. Ons het nou die aand hierso in 5 of 6 ure het ons 220 mm gehad teen 7 uur die oggend. 5 uur die oggend. Toe het Jury afgegaan van diens af. Ja, ons weet nie hoe verder het dit gereën nie. Dit is 'n lekker nat jaar hierdie jaar. Dis 'n snaakse stil as die water so stadig hier uitloop. Dit beteken dat die seewater agterbly. En laat die pron dan kans kry om daar binne te bly en die mullet kans kry om daar binne te bly. Maar soos julle kan sien, is die see se ocean-borne sediment is redelik aktief. So op die stop wat Wiseman laat merk het, of gemerk het, sit dan 'n riete vas. Ek weet nie of ek oor hierdie modderbank wil loop nie. Dit kan vinnig dryfsand word. This place can turn into quicksand of the Tarzan movie before you know it. Do adjustment here on the tripod, so I got sort of a handle to grab it by, and there the blood pressure goes again. Everything is spinning, the ears is ringing. It's starting to drip. Goliath heron feeding on the verge there. 2 Egyptian geese with it. Blacks are coming down the St Lucia Beach channel. Nothing is coming out of St Lucia Estuary mouth. Oh no, the mud bank into the estuary has grown enormously. I have to do that before I forget. I'll come back to the mouth just now. Before it starts raining, let me just do this mud. Oh yeah. Horrible, terrible, disgusting. And more ocean-borne sediment. Just a lot more ocean-borne sediment. Something that Frank noticed yesterday is that these grass on the mud plain is growing better, greener and higher. Yeah, it's because the base of the mud bank is lifted by the ocean-borne sediment washing in. So they get to stand out of the water more often than they're in the water. So there's a crocodile drag mark. Somebody threw cast net here. Wonder what they got. There you go. Oh, you guys stand like that. Let me just get a picture of the mud encroachment here. Looking up the St Lucia Estuary, we can see that the mud is closing up the estuary there, right on the corner. There's a very, very thin channel left. And there's encroachment of the reeds on the opposite side. And that reed bank over there is growing bigger, so the channel there coming from the Honeymoon Bend side, it's closing up a lot. Look at the mud there towards the ski boat club. Something that Frank noticed is that these grass over here grows greener and higher. And it's purely because of the ocean-borne sediment lifting it up away from the water. It's not flooded as often as it used to be. So, yeah. And this work is to retain sediment. So one of these days it's going to be good and healthy for the reeds to grow here. And then after the reeds comes the dunes. Dune encroachment over there, as you can see, is quite aggressive and rapidly. Yeah, a lot of people think that Minister Barbara Creecy is not doing her job. I've been following the public participation meetings quite closely, and the multidisciplinary task team and the minister and the other various departments that has got an impact on this, they are doing their job. It's just the NEMA Act was changed over the last 20 years in such a way that they cannot do their job. But Parliament is revamping the NEMA Act so that there's going to be room to maneuver with a more active management plan. Now, God, Jesus, Frank. Now you gave me a fright. Bloody hell.
This is bigger here than it was yesterday. Eh?
Yeah.
Quite a lot bigger.
Yeah.
And that side over there also looks a lot wider that way today than it did yesterday.
Yeah, the sediment buildup is now going to be great. There's the crocodile that I've been watching.
Hey?
There on the opposite side, in the river mouth, is the crocodile. It's going to climb out onto the sandbank there now. Let me get the other camera ready.
That side over there.
Yeah. It's about to get out. Here's the crocodile that's got my nerves so tense. It's about to get out onto the sandbank. Nope, it's just going to lie there. On this side we've got that Goliath heron. Got the Egyptian geese. That's doing a flyby. Frank, come and have a look at the sediment build-up here. Yeah, that's a sea sand over there. So where's the guys that called me Bentonite Bob? Eggs on your face. Not that I like to be right. I'm sad to be right. Very sad. But it's inevitable. That's the cycle of nature. It's the carbon cycle, and if you don't understand the carbon cycle, you will be opposed to estuary management plan forever and a few days more. Now, why I'm so emotional about the multidisciplinary task team is not because I wasn't involved. For the sake of my sanity, it's better that I'm not involved. But let's look at who contributes to the multidisciplinary task team, and you guys can understand why I'm so emotional about it. People that has to choose between feeding their family for the evening, and then there's basic food stuff like potatoes and onions or pop and Mars. And every now and then there might be a bologna in the works. Now, between feeding the family and getting to the multidisciplinary task team meeting, they have got to choose. They cannot do both. They have to do one or the other. So for 1.5 years, these roaming meetings took place all along, from here all the way to Ndebele Peninsula, Sudwana, even up north to Kosi Bay. Everybody was involved. A plan was devised on managing the sediment here and at Sekulu. And then 7 scientists, under the guidance of Dr. Tiki Forbes and Nicolette Forbes, struck that plan off the table with no respect of the suffering people, with no respect on the hardship the people went through to participate in the multidisciplinary task team. I've got no idea what the plan was. I have had some insight to the farmers portion there at Monzi on how they want to move the sediment. All in all, I think it would have been a very active plan, and I cannot understand why people disrespect the poor people of the country, the suffering people, the people that's supposed to be harvesting the spoils. Now there's nothing. Everything is dead. You might say, yeah, Petrus, you just want the estuary to produce so those people can poach. When they poach, or when they harvest, whatever you want to call it, they feed their children. Yeah, they breed like rabbits. I hear what you say. It's still not the children's fault that they are born. And there was ample resources yet to feed their children. And if we can fix the system, there will be ample resources to feed the children. And maybe when people are not suffering so much, maybe their contribution to the population will be less. And it won't be so out of control. Maybe if people has got pride and a reason to live and to get up every morning and work, and they've got work to do, maybe they will be a little bit more positive and proactive. But you group a lot of people together and you keep them hungry and you keep them uneducated and you keep the children protein stunned, you're going to be the next Marie Antoinette. And if you can't learn from history. I'm sorry that I use this beautiful scenery to do the preaching. But it's only the focused few that watches these videos that becomes the scholars and teach the people what is happening here. It's not just all about the gill nets and the cast nets and the people fishing on the beach. It's about that this system can produce enough for everybody if we allow the system to function properly. Now, in the previous century, the humans made a decision to put a harbour in at Richards Bay, and for the sacrifice of that wetlands, the trade-off was they will build a man-made estuarine system here. Who gave us the right to fuck up that arrangement? To do this to nature? If we committed, if our ancestors committed, we have to stay with that promise. Otherwise, this is what happens. The same people eat from farms that is very, very overproduced, so that it can be cost effective to put good quality food on their tables. I've now read a little bit about Woolworths quality food. It's insane. It's insane how much damage this planet has to go through for a lady to go into Woolworths and buy the best produce that her money can buy. It's insane. And that is probably the same people that will come to the Facebook and criticize the poor people for their quality of life and their lifestyle. But the poor people has got less impact on the planet than the Woolworths people has. And the more I learn, the more obnoxious, abrasive, hubris I become towards idiots, towards stupid people. Monocrop, industrial, agricultural farming is killing the planet. Not people feeding off the spoils of nature. Those people cannot kill the planet. Look at the ocean-borne sediment encroachment here on this little bit. Look over there. And on this side over here, look over there. All ocean-borne sediment encroachment. Yeah, the responsibility is on us to keep the public in line so that we can farm this 256,000 hectares to the betterment of humanity and not for the sake of ecotourism. Those are the worst kind of people we can have on the planet is ecotourist. The ecotourist is only an ecotourist if it arrives on foot or on bicycle or on a rowboat. That's the only time that the ecotourist is the ecotourist. Otherwise it's an industrial, commercial tourist. Pardette, kom weg van die water. Wil jy nou regtig vandag opgefok word? Hæ? Ons staan vir die krokodil en kyk, dan gaan fok jy rond by die water. Kom hier. Nee man. Let's just do this as a highlight. Johankie says he's going to come back into the estuary mouth this afternoon. At least he just has to walk to come and fetch his car. It won't be buried under the sand in the ocean. But that estuary mouth now on dead low tide doesn't look healthy. You guys won't see on the live, but when we do publish this video, beach walk video, you will see how shallow the estuary mouth is. It's bloody scary. And I see every time I start talking on the live about the issues, the farming and the management, some 6 or 7 people leave immediately. Well guys, if you don't want to listen to my voice, go and do your own research on ResearchGate. Learn about the carbon cycle of the planet. Learn the different spawning habits and population of the fish. Learn where your food is coming from. Then I don't need to preach about it. Another 4 people got dumped. Just like that. I would rather love to use this time of the morning talking about a beautiful sunrise, the lovely birds, the crabs. That will make me more happy. But I have to do what I can when I've got a captive audience to spread the message. Because people are too lazy to go and do their own homework on how the planet functions and what is our human impact on the planet. I was one of you guys. I was also lazy. Fought the scientist. I wanted everything to be commercialized. And if something can't pay for itself, it has to die. And then I learned about democracy and keyboard ninjas. So it boils down to the facts. If we don't deal with the facts, we're going to leave our children nothing to inherit. Zero. If we don't develop a culture where we live our God-given right of being custodians of this beautiful planet, we're going to leave our children nothing. If we don't understand the responsibilities of being custodians, we're going to leave our children nothing. Our grandchildren is going to have nothing to inherit. We're actually only borrowing the planet from them. Now guys, this is basically on wide angle zoom that I'm taking this video here with the big camera. I know there's no such thing as wide angle zoom, it's on wide angle. And look how close this estuary is. Just some more input for the bird watchers. There's the black oyster catcher. I don't see the African skimmers. They probably are there if I just look a little bit carefully. We saw the Goliath heron, a few other herons and a lot of seagulls, and terns and swifts and a couple of ravens. I wish I can take. No, I'm losing the angle. I thought I was getting the angle right to do the cloud formation over First Rocks dunes. But the angle is going out. The alignment is going out. That's literally how what's left of the estuary mouth. And there you can see in the white foam, there's a sandbank building from south to north. Sabana Baba. Sabah. Frankie is doing some come-ups for us, because I'm well aware that there's a hard push to build a negative perception amongst the local communities against me. So that's Frankie's job to sort that out. He is the one to go around and promote the For You to Fish campaign, which is his campaign. It's just very much in line with what St Lucia needs to function. And for many years we were taught that the sugarcane farmers brought all this upon St Lucia. And then once you learn about the carbon cycle, you only understand that this would have been much worse if the sugarcane farmers wasn't there. They staff this system of sediment with their activities. And they contribute a lot to the carbon cycle of the planet. And if you want to teach your children about the carbon cycle of the planet, teach them to compost. That's where I learned the basics of carbon recycling. That's when I started composting. Okay guys, that is our hour. Thank you for watching. Tomorrow is going to be raining, so we won't be back here tomorrow. Maybe the day after looks if we will be able to fit in, but the whole week is going to be basically raining. But tomorrow definitely no live tomorrow. So thanks for the support. Guys that do want to contribute Telkom mobile airtime, I will convert it into a uncapped data bundle, and then we can continue with these lives. Otherwise I'll have to cut back on my data consumption to fit it into the NTN contracts. But anyway, that's me. Have a lovely weekday, Sunday at home. Enjoy the time with your families. Cheers, Andy.